Hey guys, Carlo here, back in with another showcase video, but this time with Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones, all in honor for Marvel Netflix's The Defenders. The Defenders is a combination of all these four Netflix Marvel superheroes, so can't wait to see how it goes down. So, without any more time wasting, let's get right into it. Now, Daredevil is something worth talking about because he has everything on this guy. The most work obviously went into this guy for the complexity of his suit, the way it's woven, all the lines, all the details that you guys can make out. So, I'm just going to give you guys a nice little 360 of him, so you can see all the immense detail packed into him that I was really proud of. And this is honestly very, very old work. Well, technically. I got a start on this guy back in, I believe, April. And I had to put a pause on him because I didn't know what his suit would look like. But it turns out it was just going to look the same as Season 2. So it was pretty cool that I was able to, not worry about reference in that regard. So you can see right here, he just has, I think it's minifig cat wristbands or Eclipse, glove tops from somewhere. I don't know, I'll probably link it down below. And I gave him an Ultron drone helmet, and I sculpted on the nose and the horn. So he has all sorts of black padding and silver, and he also has some arm pads and knee pads, elbow pads, rather. All sorts of black linings, and here are all the bolts that you'll find scurrying around his body. So, yeah, not really that interesting to talk about, but it's more so something that you want to, put together yourself. So I'm going to give you a quick look at what he looks like when he has his billy club. So now he looks a little bit more complete with billy clubs in hand. And to make them, they were pretty simple. Since I had no dark red, I had to make light red work. But it's actually pretty good because it gives a nice contrast against the dark red of the suit, which is the entire suit, basically, other than the glove tops. And yeah, so I just cut up some, those old red crowbars that we got years ago. So I cut the ends off of both of those on two, and then I painted silver on the tips. So yeah, now he has a completed billy club to go with his costume. So yeah, that's it for Daredevil. I hope you guys enjoyed. But also, there's one thing I also want to go over. If you want, I have his Matt Murdock version, which is kind of blurry for a reason, which I'll be displaying soon if you guys are curious to see the rest of him. Alright, but that will be for a spin-off. And if you want to see any other spin-offs from the show, then please give me a comment if you want to see them. So yeah, that's it for Daredevil. Alright, so now here we have Iron Fist here. And Iron Fist is one of the only well, actually, also Jessica Jones. Iron Fist is one of the most interesting characters when it comes to E-tape or 3D elements. I don't know why I said E-tape because this guy's got no E-tape on him. But yeah, to go over the interesting things about him, his hair was 100% sculpted by me out of green stuff and painted into the certain colors that the actor, or should I say character, has in real life. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is for the hair, I just gave him all sorts of roots and whatnot. The face is pretty simple, it's just a beard paint job and an eye paint job. There wasn't really that much expression given by the actor to really have a complicated face, so, it looks pretty simple and it's effective. And also, that leads to the inside of his jacket, which we'll get to later, and that reveals his Iron Fist tattoo with his body, his ripped body. No, I'm just kidding. So I was going to give him a muscle, printed muscle design that Lego gives, but Finn Jones, aka the actor who plays Iron Fist, he has muscles, but he's not ripped. He's not jacked or buffed to any of the degree. So I gave him sort of a lean body. So I didn't give him that much muscle mass to him. So I just gave him a few simple designs, and I just painted his Iron Fist tattoo, and that's pretty much it. And for his coat, it's a two-layer coat. So first you got the gray one that's over top, and then you also have the inner green jacket that he seems to have. And he wears this outfit, this overcoat outfit, near the end when they're in that tunnel scene fighting the Hand, I believe. So yeah, there's not really much to talk about from there. And also his Iron Fist, which is also so important. So it was basically just a regular Lego white hand, like a white skin tone hand, and then I painted it in all sorts of yellows and brushes of greens and vomit yellows and a little bit of oranges thrown in there just to give it all those glowing, like, veiny effects that it has. Because if you see it in the show, it's really cool how they handle the glowing fist part. And his legs are simply just some pocket designs and some charcoal, like, dark gray, and some simple white shoes. So yeah, that's it for Iron Fist. But there's one more thing we have to go over. If you remember from the show, there was a little plot line involving M&M's with him and his associate, younger associate, like his childhood friend. I forget her name. And yeah, those were M&M's because nothing tastes better than product placement. So for obvious reasons, Luke Cage is going to be pretty easy to talk about due to his lack of hardness, I guess you could say. So the only really special things about him, I'm talking about the figure, not the character himself, was that I extended his legs by chopping off this section and adding these bricks at the bottom and wrapping this around with E-tape. I wrapped his hand around an E-tape and then sculpted this watch right in the middle of that E-tape. So yeah, and everything else you can pretty much guess. This was entirely printed. The back of this wasn't printed. This is actually like somewhere in the collectible minifigures. This is what, like, the surfer dude, I forget. So yeah, completely painted face, which I am very proud of. I think it shows a great likeness to Mike Coulter. Yeah, that's his name. So yeah, do you really think I was kidding when I said we're gonna make this quick? But anyways, here is his last defining feature, I guess you could say. I don't know. So here we have Duncan cup for him because, I'm pretty sure in the final part in the show, he drinks Dunkin' Donuts because nothing tastes better than the sweet taste of Dunkin' in the morning. And here we have our final defender, the quote-unquote smart-ass detective. And here we have Jessica Jones here. And Jessica Jones is obviously one of the greatest series of Marvel Netflix, right next to Daredevil in my opinion, so doing her right was my intention, and also it was pretty easy since her outfit in general is pretty easy. So, to go over the simple things before we get to the more obvious things, we of course have E-taped topped boots going around her entire legs, and her jeans were covered in the same lacing effect that I forgot to mention with Luke Cage here that won't be in focus. So that's pretty interesting, nothing much to go over. It just really gives that much level of pop and interest inside the legs. And her whole entire body was wrapped around in this actual Cape Madness coat, and it was all glued down and secured, with also little additions of a glued-on zipper part right there, glued-on E-tape for her pockets, glued-on E-tape cuffs, with some glued-on E-tape zippers as well. And yeah, that's pretty much all it for, like, the interesting 3D designs, and we're gonna get a little bit closer with her scarf. So first we'll take off her hair, which we will eventually get to, I promise, and we are going to show her. So this is the scarf. It was made on an arch piece of, like, a cape, because the way it arches over her shoulders works perfectly if you use this scarf, if you use like a cape-like piece. And there's nothing much, just some exposed skin, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, getting her back together for a second, you're probably wondering, what is that hairpiece that I'm using for my Jessica Jones? Well, that hairpiece actually, this hairpiece, is actually a modified Scarlet Witch hairpiece that, everybody uses for Scarlet Witch minifigures. So basically what I did is I chopped down the front hair right in here, and I shortened the hair in the back a little bit too. And the reason I did that is because if you look at Christian Ritter, or should I say, like, Jessica Jones when she's in her outfit and all that, you can tell that her hair splits in a certain position, and I just thought this would work a lot better than the piece that everybody else is using. And if you're wondering what everybody else is using, everybody's using this hair piece, but in black. So, yeah, if you want to know what she looks like when she has this on, you can go to my Instagram. You'll find it in a close-up, I think. I don't know if I'll post a close-up of her. But, yeah. So I was originally going to do this, and I even brought it to Brick Fair, but this has really grown on me. It's more accurate, and it's original, and I just want to break away from what everybody else is doing as much as I can. And the last notable thing is, I just gave her a flask because it recognizes how, she has a drinking problem. Because, nothing tastes better than washing away your sorrows with alcohol. Holy shit. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, because these figures, they were fun to make, and it was fun seeing everybody react to these guys during Brick Fair. So without further ado, we're going to close this out, and if you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram, and if you haven't already also, please subscribe to me on YouTube. Please like and share this video if you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.